Officially, Trevor McGee and Molly are back on the air. Welcome home, you kids.
For the safety of your smile, use Pepsodent twice a day. See your dentist twice a year. Tonight, for the men of naval aviation at Terminal Island, California, the Pepsodent Show, starring Bob Hope and his guest star, Orson Welles.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Bob broadcasting from fragrant Terminal Island off the beautiful Pacific Hope, telling you to fly the supplies from the Salamis to Iran to use Pepsodent on your teeth, and you'll never have any hollow ones in your pan. Yes, sir. This has been a great week getting back home and on the air. Since I was just back from England, I walked down Hollywood Boulevard with a monocle in my eye. And a little kid said to his mother, "Hey, Ma, get a load of that wolf for the windshield." Then I walked into the Brown Derby, and I noticed they had my picture facing the wall. So I said to the manager, "What's the idea?" He said, "Well, we can't serve ham these days, so why tantalize the people?" And when Gypsy Rose Lee heard about it, she dropped everything she was doing at the time. And Gypsy Rose Lee, that's the star of the picture, the watch and the spine. But I was so glad to be back, I went down to the blood bank and gave a pint of blood. After a few minutes, the doctor came out and said, "Have you kissed Hedy Lamarr lately?" I said, "Yes." "Why?" He said, "We can't get your corpuscles to stop fanning themselves." Edward Arnold was there. He doesn't give a pint. He just asks them what they need. And W.C. Fields was there, too. He donated a fifth. I went over to Paramount and started to give Dorothy Lamour a hello hug, but it doesn't look nice to do that to a married woman. I discovered the next day when her husband mailed my arms back to me. But here we are broadcasting for the Navy at Terminal Island. Terminal Island, that's a body of men surrounded by pin-up girls. And there's so many naval officers here. You know what a naval officer, that's the only job I've seen who can bend over with his pants on. And I want to tell you, it's really busy at this base. Every 2 minutes, a plane takes off with supplies, and every 2 minutes, one comes in with Eleanor's luggage. And I want to tell you, these naval aviators here can really find beautiful girls here in San Pedro. Then, of course, there's the one they got for me. But I went out with a couple of the sailors here last night, and you should see the nice girl they got for me. She was a pistol-packing mama, and all she wanted to do was get loaded. Boy, what a girl. She'd been out with so many Navy men, she had bilge water on the knee. But we had a nice time. We made the rounds of San Pedro. San Pedro, that's an old Spanish phrase meaning you take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in the shore patrol wagon before you. Well, we had a great time, and these Navy men are real gentlemen. I want to tell you, a Marine cut in while one of them was dancing, and he smiled, bowed, stepped back, and gave him the whole floor, a board at a time. What a night. What a night, and what a dancer I had. She tripped the light fantastic and everybody else on the floor. And I saw a sailor with a pretty girl, and I tried to figure out how I could get her away from him. So I sneaked up behind the sailor and whispered, "I'm from the FBI. The girl you're with is a Japanese agent." And he said, "Brother, I'm from the USS Arkansas, and what I'm telling you ain't no secret." Well, here we are out in an open buggy all alone.
Yes, here we are, all alone.
Well, how about it? Let's neck.
Okay.
Oh, not so quick. You'll mix me up.
You really like me, Robert?
Yeah, I like you a lot.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it's because you're a girl.
Did you like the movie, Robert?
Sure I did. Oh, I love that Betty Grable.
Robert, Why do you like Betty Grable better than me?
I don't know. It's like farms. Some of them have better crops.
But don't you think I'm pretty? Look at my hair. It's as fine and golden as ripe corn silk.
Yep, it sure is. Just like corn silk.
Robert, quit putting it in your pipe. Robert, you're so different from the other boys. All they want to do is neck. You're more of the quiet, studious type.
Yep. I do a lot of deep thinking.
What do you think about?
Necking.
Gee, you got your hair all slicked down nice tonight, Robert. What'd you put on it?
Oleomargarine.
You put oleomargarine on your hair?
Well, there's a war on. You can't get butter. But we'll have some soon. Pa just bought us a cow.
Did your cow eat a lot?
Yeah, but we don't mind. She's got her own points.
Robert.
Yeah, Francie.
Robert, I feel a little chilly.
Yeah, winter's coming.
Robert, I feel cold. Put your arms around me. Now, kiss me.
Okay.
Well, how'd you like it?
You know, I think we got the answer to the fuel shortage. Let's try it again. More exciting than bubble gum, isn't it?
Gosh, Robert, where'd you ever learn to kiss that way?
Getting corks out of jugs.
I thought you used your nose for that.
Oh, Fran. You talk like I was a freak, like I had 11 toes or something.
Well, haven't you?
Of course not. I only have 10 like everybody. See, 7 on my right foot and 3 on my left.
Well, here we are at my house, Robert. You've been a perfect gentleman all the way home.
Yeah, now put away that flamethrower. Let's sit here in the buggy and say goodnight, huh?
All right, but be quiet. Father's asleep upstairs. Now, Robert. Robert.
Pete, Dad, every night the same thing. Say, who is it down there?
It's me, Father. I brought home one of my boyfriends.
Did you bring home one of your girlfriends, too?
No.
Wait till you have a slow night. Who are you with?
Father, I'm down here with a nice young man.
Good. Are you making hay with that nice Smith boy?
No.
Are you making hay with that nice Johnson boy?
No, I'm with Robert Hope.
Oh, in the cornfield, eh?
You know, Robert, you and I have been going together for a long time. All our friends are getting married.
That's right.
Well, Robert, you're 28 years old now. Haven't you ever thought of children?
Yeah, but I like you better.
Say, Hope, are you necking with my daughter?
Oh, no, sir.
Are you kissing her?
Oh, no, sir.
Are you holding hands with her?
No, sir.
What do you hear from the rest of the campfire girls?
So if you should decide to go out for a little buggy ride,
And perhaps win a bride, just get a horse that knows the way back, either black or brown or suede back.
get a horse that knows the way back home.
Thank you, Squire. Thank you. And say, by the way, thank you, Stan Kenton. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet our new band leader, Stan Kenton, right here. How about that? Thank you, Bob. Sorry I didn't have a chance to introduce you last week. Now, listen, let's get started right, Stan. I want to know one thing. Did you go to see Road to Morocco and they got me covered? And did you go to see my new picture, Let's Face It?
No, I didn't see any of them, Bob. Why should I?
I think this guy knows he's the only band leader left. I understand you're quite a hit with the gals, too. What's your technique?
Oh, that's a secret.
Well, you can tell me, can't you?
Listen, Bob, does Crosby tell Sinatra?
Oh, Stan, don't think those two boys are jealous of each other. They're not. They're very friendly.
They are.
Yeah, Crosby likes Sinatra, and Sinatra thinks Crosby's one, too. But, Stan, you really like the girls, don't you?
Yes, Bob, I do.
Well, here she is coming in with a ring and a prayer.
Hello, Mr. Hope. Oh, my goodness. Who's this handsome creature?
Well, Miss Vega, I want you to meet our new orchestra leader, Stan Kenton.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, tall, dark, and scarce.
Oh, Stan, this is Miss Vera Bay.
I got to get more money.
Well, bless your heart. I can see you and Luke Snoot here will get along fine.
Miss Vague, Stan is our new orchestra leader.
Well, I'm musically inclined.
Well, Stan also paints.
I'm artistically inclined.
Bob, she's leaning all over me.
She's inclined that way, too.
Pay no attention to Trout Snout, Mr. Kenton. And so you've taken the job as band leader on Mr. Hope's program.
Well, it's a living.
You want to bet?
Tell me, Miss Begg, are you married?
No, you see, I never met Tommy Manville. Oh, you're so good-looking and young, Mr. Kenton. So different from anybody else on this program. Why, you're the very flower of youth.
But, Miss Vague, how about me?
Quiet century plant. Tell me, what's your favorite instrument, Mr. Kenton?
The piano.
Oh, is that so? Well, you know, I've had a lot of experience with pianos myself.
Yes, Miss Vague, but playing on them is different from moving them.
Oh, you dear boy, you. You have an answer for everything, haven't you? Too bad nobody's ever been able to explain you.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce one of the real geniuses of the theater, Mr. Orson Welles. Here he is.
Thank you very much. I presume you're Bob Hope.
Why, yes, I am.
Well, go sit down somewhere. I'll call you if I need you.
Yeah. Wait a minute. This is my show. I'm supposed to be right here. What do you think Pepsodent is paying me for?
Mr. Hope, there are some questions even a genius can't answer.
I'll bet somewhere in his family tree there's an ensign. But I want to tell you, Orson, we're very glad to have you with us tonight. I've always wanted to meet you. You know, people say that you resemble me.
Yes. In fact, I'm becoming known as the Bob Hope of this generation.
Yeah. That's a fine thing to say to the youngest man in this room, mentally. Say, by the way, Orson, what do you do?
Well, I'm a producer, director, writer, and actor.
Well, what do you do for a living? Say, they tell me, is that me?
That's you, yeah.
Me next. I had that egg all to myself, didn't I? Oh, thanks.
I'm glad it's you.
Say. Wasn't that cute? I was standing there scrambling that little kid all by myself. And I looked at you. I thought you were next, and I followed that kid. I'll fix that tomorrow. Say, they tell me you got an early start in this business, Mr. Wells.
Bob, I was so young when I went on the stage they had to change me more often than the scenery.
And you're still a pin-up boy to me. But tell me, what are you doing these days, Orson?
I'm going to England very soon to make a picture.
Oh, you're pulling my leg.
I wouldn't dream of it, old man. At your age, those things come apart.
Now, wait a minute.
I am going to England, Bob. I am going to England.
Tell me, let me know when you're leaving for England. I'll give you a note to the king.
Oh, are you and the king good friends?
Good friends. Orson, do you know where I slept in Buckingham Palace?
Yes, damp down there, wasn't it?
Well, when you go to England, I suppose you'll do your magician act, the boys over there.
Yes, I will, Bob.
But you know, Orson, I think you're the greatest magician in the world.
You really think I'm a great magician?
I certainly do. 50,000 bachelors in the country, and you make Rita Hayworth disappear. Tell me, what did you do? Pull her out of your sleeve?
There is a limit to what you can do with magic, Bob. I couldn't any more pull Rita out of my sleeve than you could pull Mussolini out of your baggy pants. Or whoever that is hiding in there.
Well, where do you keep your butter? Say, but, Orson, I'm a little jealous. After all, I was going with Rita first. It was a pretty steady thing.
You were going with Rita?
Well, I wasn't exactly going with her. I danced with her once at the Hollywood Canteen until the cops made me take off the uniform. But before she married you, some gossip was spreading a story around town that Rita was sweet on me.
I know, Bob, but I think you went too far when you had it mimeographed and dropped it from aeroplanes.
Well, while we're on the subject, Orson, I gave Rita a necklace.
Isn't this rather an odd time to bring that up?
Well, I want it back, that's all.
Now, don't get excited about it, Bob. After all, how expensive could it have been? 10 Pepsodent tubes strung together.
Well, a week's pay is a week's pay. But, Orson, your romance with Rita started when she was in your magic show and you cut her in half, didn't it?
Yes, Bob, I knew it was love the first time I saw her.
Drop the net.
The first time I saw her. Why do I stand here reading this right when I could get a good job at Lockheed?
Well, my agent was going to get me a job there, but I refused to let him eat 10% of my lunch. But tell me, do you actually believe in magic and psychic stuff, Orson? Can you read people's minds?
Why, yes, Bob. I might say I'm an amateur mind reader.
Well, can you read my mind?
Bob, I said amateur, not immature. However, I'll try. Give me a minute and I'll transform myself into a mystic.
I am now my real self, Swami Wells. I am the great Swami. I see all. I know all.
I'm Bob Hope.
I smell all, too. I will give you a reading. Here, let us sit in front of the crystal ball.
Is this your crystal ball? Why has it got 2 holes drilled in it?
On Thursday nights, I go bowling. Sit down, Bob. I'll read your future.
Now, wait a minute. That ain't a crystal ball. You're reading my future from a grapefruit.
Well, that's the one I use for squirts. I can look in a crystal ball and tell you happenings for future. I can tell you who's going to be in the White House in 1950.
You need a crystal ball to see who's going to be in the White House in 1950?
Yes.
Republican.
We'll hold a seance. Put the lights out. Ready? We are now entering the spirit world.
Can I ask you a question?
All right, Hope. Oh, great spirit, are you there? There's someone here who wants to ask you some questions.
Okay, but make it snappy. I'm in 1A.
Hope, you may now speak to the spirit. He is ready to obey your order.
Fine. Spirit, I'd like to speak to my old granddad.
What was your order?
Old granddad.
Sorry, it's after curfew.
Colonna, are you a spirit now?
That's right, Hope. I am a spirit who sees all, knows all, past, present, future. I have great psychic powers because the ghosts of the great beyond have made me their lieutenant. J.G.
Colonna, why have you got so many screws loose?
Well, I don't know, Hope. Yesterday was absenteeism on the assembly line.
Colonna, I don't believe you're in the great beyond at all.
Don't be silly, Hope. Of course I am. I'm sitting here with Cleopatra on my lap.
Colonna, Cleopatra's been dead for 400 years.
She has?
Yes.
Well, I'll take back my fraternity pin.
Come over here, Colonna. Come over here right away.
Now, wait a minute. Hope, I'm going to perform my greatest trick. You've heard how Orson Welles saws girls in half? Well, I am going to saw Orson Welles in half. Come here, Orson.
Colonna, that's my trick. You've never done it before. I'm afraid that there might be a slip-up.
Quit horsing, Orson. I'll bet you $1,000 I can do it. $1,000.
I'll bet. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh!
Well, which end should I pay it to?
For the memory, you Navy men who fly for freedom in the sky, a nation's heart goes with you like your ground crew standing by. We thank you so much, and thanks for the memory of every bond you bought. Folks, these boys bought a lot. Not only do they give their dough, but everything they've got. Let's thank them so much. Folks, let's help these men's great endeavor to bring the world freedom forever. And they'll do it if we pull together. Back their attack with all our jack. Well, we've had a fine day here at Terminal Island. Thanks to Captain McGinnis, Lieutenant Hooper, and a wonderful bunch of boys here. Bunch of great boys. You know, in the art galleries, they have paintings that symbolize America, a farm in Ohio, or Coney Island on Sunday, and smokestacks above Pittsburgh. But the best action picture of America today is the Navy doing its stuff on the road to victory. It's a long road that leads from New York to Berlin, from the Golden Gate to Tokyo, and there's water on both sides and air above it. And that's where you'll find the Navy night and day. Like the Army throws a bridge across a river, Navy throws a bridge of ships and planes across an ocean. And the men in blue work with the men in khaki, not only hand in hand, but heart to heart, for they've been through part of hell together. Yes, sir, and if we work in the factory and on the farm like our sailor boy worked to cover that first beachhead on the fortress of Europe, they'll come back from that hell a lot sooner. You know, George Washington said, without a decisive naval force, we can do nothing definite. But with it, we can do everything honorable and glorious. Good night, fellas.